This is a short guide on how to use your Miyoo Mini Plus as a controller. We'll be using the WiPadRetro app developed by Adil Rahman. Since this app requires Wi-Fi, it will not work with the original Miyoo Mini, only the Miyoo Mini Plus. This app works by simulating keyboard inputs over a Wi-Fi connection. You will need to run the WiPadRetro app on your Miyoo Mini Plus to send the signals, and the WiPadRetro Link app on your PC to receive the signals. I personally tested it for a little bit and it actually works pretty well. The latency was not noticeable, but I did have to move the Miyoo Mini Plus closer to my router. My router does not like my handheld for some reason. Moving on, the installation process is pretty simple and quick. You will need to do one additional step, however, and that is to download and install the latest version of Python from python.org/downloads, since the WiPadRetro app is built on Python. And now we're located on the Python downloads page. You're going to click this link right here to download the latest version of Python. As of this writing, that version was 3.12.2. Depending on when you're watching this guide, the version may be a little bit higher. If you have a different operating system other than Windows, you can click on the corresponding links to get the version for your operating system. Once that's finished downloading, we're going to click on the exe file. Now, since I already had installed Python, we see the screen, but when you're installing it, it'll be just a little bit different. As a note here, when you're installing Python, you do want to make sure that pip is selected. And this is also very important. Make sure this option, add Python to environment variables, is also selected. So out of the default installation options, I just had to check this box right here. And then you're going to click the install button. Click yes to give it permission. For the purpose of keeping this guide short, I'm going to cut ahead to when it's finished. Okay, now that we're done, we can install the WiPadRetro Link App. Okay, now that we have Python installed, we can move on to the next step. We'll be installing the WiPadRetro Link App onto your PC, and then we'll copy over the WiPadRetro app onto your Miyoo Mini Plus. We're going to do that from Adil Rahman's GitHub page located right here. Once you navigate here, we're going to scroll down to the releases section and we're going to click on it. We're going to download the WiPadRetro Link.zip file and the WiPadRetro Miyoo Mini Plus.zip file. They're very small, so you shouldn't take too long. Now that we have that downloaded, we're going to extract the contents using a program like 7-zip. Okay, now that we have the contents extracted, we'll be copying the WiPadRetro Miyoo Mini Plus folder into our microSD card in the apps folder for Onion OS. If you don't have Onion OS installed, I highly recommend it. The process is very simple. You just go to the Onion OS website, download the file, unzip it, format your microSD card to FAT32, and then copy the files over. Put the microSD card back into your Miyoo Mini, start it up, and it'll finish. It's that simple. You can also use the Onion desktop tools created by Schmurtzm. That will take care of everything for you as well. Alright, so we're going to go navigate to the root folder of our microSD card, and then we're going to go into the app folder, and then we're going to copy over the contents. As you can see here, I already copied it over. You can rename it if you want, it doesn't really matter. That step is done. You can now take the microSD card out of your computer and plug it back into your Miyoo Mini Plus. For this next step, we're going to start the WiPadRetro Link app. To do that, we're going to open the folder, and then we're going to go inside the WiPadRetro Link folder. We're going to be copying the address by clicking on the address bar, and it'll show the entire address as shown here. You can then highlight it, and then hit Ctrl and the C button at the same time on your keyboard to copy the address. We're going to start the command prompt by typing in cmd. We're going to enter cd, that stands for change directory, hit Ctrl V to paste in the address, and now we're here. We're going to type in pip install period to install that app. Once that's done, we're going to type in wpr link, and it should start the app right here. And in this IP address bar, you're going to put in the IP address of your Miyoo Mini Plus. Okay, I'm going to show you how to get your IP address for your Miyoo Mini Plus. The first thing is to make sure Wi-Fi is turned on. A lot of people forget this step if they leave it off, so make sure you do that. And when you exit out, you'll see your IP address in the Wi-Fi section. Mine is 192.168.0.102. You're going to want to write that down for later. Now, keep in mind this is your local IP address, so people can't access it from the outside of your home network unless they're a hacker man. Another way to find your IP address is to go into the apps folder, and then we're going to find the Tweaks app. We're going to start that. And then once you go into the network section, on the top right there is going to be your IP address. We're going to need this because the WiPadRetro Link App on your PC is going to need the IP address to connect to your device. Okay, once that's done, we're going to navigate out into the apps folder again, and then we're going to go all the way down, and then you should see the WiPadRetro app there. We're going to hit A to start it, and then now we have this interface here. So this is pretty cool. When you're connected, it'll show you which buttons you're pressing, and this red color here means we're not connected yet, and then once we do connect, it will change to a green color. All right, let's switch back to the PC now. Alright, we're back at our PC now, and we have our IP address entered. It started up with that IP address, so I don't know if it found it, but yeah, that's the IP address of my Miyoo Mini Plus. Yours may differ a little bit. It was 192.168.0.102 for me. I'm going to hit the connect button. And then here, you might see an error saying trying to close UDP socket if your Miyoo Mini Plus can't connect to your router. For me, I don't know why this is, but my router doesn't like my Miyoo Mini Plus. So I need to bring it very close to the router. I'm talking about like, I don't know, 6 feet away at most. Okay, so once it's connected, you'll see that icon is green now, and then we can put in the button inputs. And it should work depending on what the keybinds are for what you're trying to do. Now, as far as I know, it doesn't have X input, it just has default keyboard inputs. So if the game doesn't recognize that, then you might have a little bit of an issue making it work. Now, if you want to change the key bindings, this is very easy to do. If you notice here from the app, we can change the key binds, but you do have to disconnect real quick. So hit the disconnect button, and then we can rebind any of these keys. So you got two options here. You can rebind the keys in the game that you want to play to match what the WiPadRetro Link default settings are, or you can change the WiPadRetro Link settings to match the game. In my opinion, I think it makes more sense to change the WiPadRetro Link app's keybinds, because if you change the keybinds for the game, then you might want to play it on a different device and the keyboard controls are going to be all different. So it makes more sense to do it through the Link app right here. Anyways, once you rebind it, then you can get to playing a game. And as you can see here, it works pretty well as long as I'm close to the router. Now, is it going to work better than a controller? Yeah, no way that's going to happen. This is a replica PS4 controller that my brother bought a long time ago. And I gotta say, this feels a lot better than using the Miyoo Mini. It's more ergonomic, that's for sure. But let's just say that you don't have a controller or you want another controller. Will this work out fine? Totally. When I was using it, the D-pad and buttons felt pretty decent to play. Is it going to be the ideal way to play a game? Probably not, but you know what? It works fine. Okay, that's gonna be it. Thank you so much for dropping by and watching. I really do appreciate it, and I hope this guide was helpful. If you guys have any questions or need any help at all, please feel free to leave a comment. I'll read through every comment, and I try my best to answer every comment. I made this video because there was actually a person who left a comment. It was @_Yuri, and they wanted to know if there was a way to use the device as a controller for your laptop games. I gave them a reply. This was about 2 weeks ago, so apologies for making the video response so late, but it's because long story short, I was making one video and it took forever because I deleted the files by accident and I had to remake every single infographic in that video. Before I keep rambling, thank you once again. I really do appreciate it. As always, hope you guys are staying safe and seeing out there, and I'll catch you guys next time.